Top 10 notorious last words from prisoners on death row. What people last say before being executed is not always tragic. Sometimes last words are funny, or even rebellious. In this list are 10 remarkable sayings from criminals on death row and the stories of their inspirations to others. Number 10. I'd rather be fishing. Jimmy L. Glass was sentenced to death by electric chair. He and another prisoner escaped from the Webster Parish Jail the day before he uttered his last words, "I'd rather be fishing." Despite his escape, Glass was executed by the electric chair as sentenced. Number 9. Let's do it! When Gary Gilmore was sentenced to death for murder, he was given 2 options for how he wanted to be executed. He could be hanged or shot by a firing squad. Gary chose the firing squad. At the execution, tied to a chair, Gary spoke his last words, "Let's do it." Gary's words later inspired songwriters, actors, and even advertising executive Dan Wyden, who wrote Nike's slogan, "Just do it." Number 8. I think that the governor's phone is broke. He hadn't called yet. David Matthews was convicted of first-degree murder. His execution had been postponed 3 times, 2 of which occurred after former Governor Brad Henry granted the defense time to investigate Matthews' claim of innocence. The execution was to occur by lethal injection. Shortly before the drugs began to flow, Matthews looked at his family members and said with a smile, "I think that the governor's phone is broke." He hadn't called yet. Number 7. French fries. James D. French was already serving life in prison, but he wished he was dead. Instead of committing suicide, French killed another prisoner so that he would be sentenced to death. The execution was performed by an electric chair. In his last moment, French made his final sarcastic comment, "How's this for a headline? French fries." Number 6. Where's my stunt double when you need one? Vincent Gutierrez was sent for carjacking and murder. The 28-year-old man was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. That information would help in understanding his last sarcastic words. "Where's my stunt double when you need one? My Lord is my life and Savior. Nothing shall I fear." Number 5. Forgive me, sir. I meant not to do it. Marie Antoinette's execution by guillotine was long awaited by French revolutionists. The crowd was happy to see Marie Antoinette driven in a cart through Paris with her hair cut. But their joy didn't last long because she didn't make a scene or act scared. Her last words before her beheading were, "Forgive me, sir. I meant not to do it," after accidentally stepping on her executioner's feet. Number 4. Well, gentlemen, you are about to see a baked apple. Much like our previous French fries line, this comment was a final sarcastic remark before execution by electric chair. George Appel used his sense of humor to make a pun with his last words. Well, gentlemen, you are about to see a baked apple. Number 3. Soldiers, fire! The bravest of the brave, Michael Ney, was one of Napoleon's well-known marshals. He was later accused of treason and proven guilty. His execution was by firing squad. Ney was given one last wish, so he chose to command the firing squad. His last words were, "Soldiers, when I give the command to fire, fire straight at my heart. It will be my last. I protest against my condemnation. I have fought 100 battles for France and not one against her. Soldiers, fire!" Number 2. I did not get my SpaghettiOs. I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this. Thomas J. Grasso made the most of his right to choose what he wanted to eat as his last meal. He ordered many things, including a double cheeseburger from Burger King, a half-dozen barbecued spare ribs, 2 strawberry milkshakes, and a 16-ounce can of SpaghettiOs with meatballs. Grasso didn't tolerate any mistakes, especially with his last request. Grasso's last words were, "I did not get my SpaghettiOs. I got spaghetti. I want the press to know this." Number 1. Hurried up, you Hoosier bastard! I can hang a dozen men while you're screwing around. Carl Panzram was a serial killer, rapist, arsonist, and burglar. He confessed only to his friend, the prison guard, and he refused to appeal or to let any human rights group appeal on his behalf. In his confessions to his friend, he mentioned committing 22 murders. He was sentenced to death by hanging. When the executioner asked if he had any last words, Panzram said, "Yes, Hurry up, you Hoosier bastard. I can hang a dozen men while you're screwing around. This badass criminal's words deserve to be at the top of our list. Thanks for watching. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button to see more awesome top 10 clips. We come out with top 10 videos just for you every week. Yes, you. Be sure to give this clip a thumbs up and go ahead and click out one of our other top 10 videos you see on the screen now.